Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's edition of LinkedIn Live. My name is Matt Lozar, Director of Recruitment Marketing at Haley Marketing. Thanks for sticking with us here as we're going to be talking about cost per click advertising and what we're seeing here at Haley Marketing and what your company should be looking at, metrics to measure, and adjustments we've made that have been successful, and tactics you can take back to your team that hopefully are successful for your job advertising. So, today we want to talk about how we're lowering cost per click by 17% in the first 3 months and 33% in the first 6 months. This is data and metrics that looking at our new clients where Haley Marketing is managing the cost per click advertising, the job spend management, their job advertising for our clients. What we're seeing in the first 3 months, these are the results where companies who partner with Haley Marketing to manage their job spend, mainly on Indeed and ZipRecruiter. These are the metrics and improvements that we're seeing for our companies in those first quarter and second quarter of managing. Let's dig in here. And the first question you want to think about is, are you overpaying for your candidates? Are you paying too much for your candidates? Which can seem kind of maybe a little counterintuitive, but there's only going to be a finite number of candidates in your market. And we want to look at what metric answers that question. We'll dig into an example here. And the most important metric to look at is cost per click. Here's our example that talks about why looking at the metric of cost per click is really important to determine if you're paying the right amount for candidates, the market rate in your local geographic market for those jobs, or if you're overpaying for candidates and just because you're giving budget to the job boards, they're taking it and just charging more for a click on your jobs and not delivering more in terms of results. So why cost per click? Are you overpaying for candidates? So think about this supply and demand. Simple math here on our LinkedIn Lives. If you have $1,000 budget and you, in a month, let's say you get 1,500 of a potential 2,000 clicks, let's say for your jobs, there's a potential for you to get 2,000 clicks out there. You don't know that, but you got 1,500 clicks for the $1,000. You pay 67 cents per click. Your conversion rate on those clicks is 10%. So the percentage of time someone clicks on a job and applies is 10% of the time. You get 150 applications. We do some math. That's $6.67 per application. You want to improve, get more applications because you have so many open job orders. You would love to fill them, bring them to your clients, make more revenue for your company. Increase your budget. You double it. You're getting aggressive. You get $2,000 budget, but you get 2,000 clicks. So you doubled your budget, only had an small increase of a third, basically, of your clicks. You pay $1,000 per click. Now we're paying 33 cents more per click, a 50% increase, basically. You didn't know what was going to happen because you don't know how many clicks are out there, but your cost per click increased more than your budget increased. Your conversion rate stayed the same at 10%. You had 200 applications. You're paying $10 an application. So you doubled your budget. And so we doubled our budget. Your applications only went up by 33%. Your cost per application went up by 50%, all not metrics we want to see. Is the quality improving? It could be. That could be one benefit of paying more, something you need to track. Will the conversion rate always stay the same? We're going to talk about that here on the next slide. Let's follow through with our example. Same one at the start, $1,000 budget, 1,500 clicks a month, 67 cents per click, conversion rate of 10%, 150 applications, you pay $6.67 per application. Now, we have our $2,000 budget. You have all the clicks. You paid $1 per click. Same thing. But your conversion rate dropped. Went down to 7%. Could be a variety of reasons why, which we'll talk about. But you only received 140 applications. So now you doubled your budget. Your conversion rate decreased. Your applications went up, not by very much. Actually, you have fewer applications. And your cost per application went up, more than doubled. Not good at all. You doubled your budget. You more than doubled your cost per application. So that is not good. Why does conversion rate change? A couple of reasons. One, we're in a crazy market. There's so many candidates. There's so many jobs, not enough candidates. So people are being very selective. They're looking at all of your jobs. They're looking at all of the open jobs and being very selective in which jobs they are applying for. Your conversion rate could decrease. We definitely see that in healthcare. We've seen it in some other industries too, where people can be really selective. Happened a lot in December, happened a lot in February, didn't happen as much in January, But the data we're seeing shows us conversion rates can decrease just because people can be really selective in particular about which jobs they're applying for. So you increase your budget. You had no idea how many clicks you were going to get. You didn't know conversion rate was going to decrease. And you ended up paying way more for applications. Conversion rates could also decrease because more jobs enter the market from other companies in your local area. There could just be an influx of jobs from a major competitor, a local competitor, the competitors outside of your industry, but still competing for the same candidate and the same pay rates. And that can just lead to worse results. So we have to focus on our jobs to budget ratio. I've talked about it before on LinkedIn Live broadcast, but it's so important to think about. And this is an example here of a healthcare recruiter nationwide that went through some pain a little bit in August, September. August seeing okay results. They're a startup company, want to increase their budget. So you see here over in the budget column, they went from 5,000 up to 7,500 was their upper end budget. We increased their spend by $1,700 from August to September. So a healthy increase, right? About a third of their budget, 33% increase. Applications actually went down. Job count's pretty consistent. Cost per application went up by 50%. So we increased our budget. We had decreased in applications. Not good. Not good at all. So from September to October, maintained the same budget, sponsored more jobs. We needed more jobs in that jobs to budget ratio. Initially in September, we increased our budget, didn't increase our jobs, led to worse results. In October, we kept that budget the same from the previous month, increased our average job count, right? More jobs in that jobs to budget ratio. Applications doubled. Cost per application went down by more than 50%. Awesome results. Continued that aggressiveness in November and December. Kept increasing the job count, kept the budget the same. It went up a little bit, a couple $100, nothing crazy, but this was the budget available. And from September to December, we went from 100 to 350 applications. Cost per application went from $46 to $7. Our tactics worked really well. Our budget stayed the same, went up a little bit, maybe 10%, but I think we'd increase applications by 250% if we only had to increase budget by 6%, actually 10%. That's really great to see. Next example, smaller budget, same ideas. Company over in Wisconsin, Minnesota. Industrial unemployment in Wisconsin, Minnesota is very low. And we saw that in October in our first month of managing their job spend on Indeed. $2,000-ish budget, cost per application was $21, low job count. This is what they were doing on their own in managing. So in our benchmarking month, we felt the pain. We needed to turn that around quickly. Kept their budget the same in November when compared to October. Tripled the job count almost, and applications went up by more than double. We went from 93 to 217 applications in just 1 month. Cost per application went down from $21 to just under $9. Budget stayed the same. In December, more aggressive, doubled that job count. So in 2 months, we increased the job count by 5x. We received 2x the applications, 200% more applications, right? So we went from 93 to 298 applications. Budget stayed exactly the same. So for the same budget, just by increasing the jobs, that helped us. We needed more poles in the water. Think of a fishing analogy. If you only have 1 or 2 lines in the water, that's a challenge. There's not a lot of fish out there. They're only searching for certain terms. They're being very selective. If we get more lines in the water, we have more jobs. We have the same budget. We have better chance at reaching different candidates. Here's why. Well, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but if you have 100 jobs, you've only been sponsoring 50 jobs, sponsor more jobs. That's one way to increase your jobs in the jobs to budget ratio. If you're sponsoring all of your jobs, implement expansions, more title expansions, more geographic expansions, combination of title and geographic expansions, which we'll talk about on the next slide. So this jobs to budget ratio, which is really important, sponsor more jobs. Keep your budget the same for a little bit. See what happens, especially if you're on Indeed. ZipRecruiter might be a little different because it's a straight cost per click, but on Indeed, sponsor more jobs, keep your budget the same or increase it by just a little bit if you are worried about that split. It's working for us. Here's what we're talking about with a title expansion and or geographic expansion. You have a job, production worker. We added a couple of different titles, production worker hiring immediately, production worker now hiring. Candidates are going to Indeed in the job boards and typing literally in just these terms. Now hiring, hiring immediately. So we need to create job titles our candidates are searching for. Warehouse worker, another title people are searching for, similar to production, but a lot of candidates go to the job boards and just type in warehouse. Don't even type in anything else after the word warehouse. They want to see what jobs are available in warehouse. So now we went from one job to 5 jobs here by adding in some different titles. Now we have cities. Let's say this job's in the city of Buffalo. So we still only have 5 jobs, but stay with me here to the next slide. We increased a lot. We went from 1 job to 5 jobs to now 13 jobs because we have the warehouse worker hiring immediately in Buffalo, Amherst, and Tonawanda. Same thing for this title, warehouse worker now hiring in Buffalo, Amherst, Tonawanda. Production worker hiring immediately, Buffalo, Amherst, Tonawanda. Production worker now hiring Buffalo, Amherst, Tonawanda. Couple of ways you can do that. You can do that manually. Let's go back to this slide and have 1 job, post it with different titles, post it with different cities, and have to do that all manually. A lot of work, a lot of data entry, very boring, not a good use of the resources on your end. You can use software automation to help with that. Indeed has a little bit inside their platform, but programmatic software helps a lot here to where we have for our clients, a job will come in, production worker, Buffalo, New York. You can program software. Jobs will still say on Indeed and or ZipRecruiter. So instead of having 1 job, you could have 5 jobs or 13 jobs by trying some different job titles, by trying different job titles in the cities. That can all get automated. Doing this now for a client in the Southeast where we want to do some job expansions for their branches, their offices, and they put a hashtag on the job and the base city of the job then gets expanded. So that job is also shown in 5 or 6 different cities, all automated. Some initial programming on our end, initial conversations with their team to make sure we understand their recruitment goals. It can all be automated. So your team doesn't have to do the manual work, the data entry, and just really boring tasks. Do some setup in the beginning and continue it to be automated. So every time this company we're working with adjusts the hashtag on the job to automate that expansion, the jobs go from 1 to 5 instantly. Nothing else to be done. Just a quick indicator on their jobs. So what can you do? Stop overpaying for clicks. Increasing the budget will not guarantee you more clicks, will not guarantee you cheaper clicks, will not guarantee you better position on the job board. Really important to stop overpaying for the clicks. If you are increasing your budget, watch these 3 metrics. Cost per click is really important. We don't want to be overpaying for our candidates. Cost per application is important. Obviously, we don't want to be paying more for applications just because we have more budget. And conversion rate, we have to watch that because if it decreases and our budget increases, our cost per application is going to increase. Our application total is going to decrease. Really important. What I want you to try keeping the same budget, but increasing the jobs you sponsor, especially on Indeed right now. It's working really well. It's what we're doing for our clients. It's working really well, as you saw in those 2 examples earlier. Healthcare and warehouse, really great tactic that's working. It's backwards. I understand. It's working well. If you want to increase your jobs by a big amount and increase your budget by just a little amount, just for some peace of mind, that's okay. See what happens, but keep testing. Keep watching these metrics of cost per click, cost per application, conversion rate, application totals, obviously, and see what happens. If you're looking for some help, we're here to help. 888-696-2900, info@haleymarketing.com. Would love to chat with you about recruitment marketing. We have 4 pillars of recruitment marketing here at Haley Marketing: career sites, job advertising, social recruiting, and employment branding. Here on LinkedIn Live, every other Tuesday, we talk about job advertising a lot, some recruitment marketing, but a lot of focus on job advertising because recruitment's hard right now. Not a lot of candidates, a lot of open jobs. Big challenge for companies not to just keep throwing money at their problems and hope that more money leads to more candidates, when actually more money is leading to a lot of increased cost per clicks, lower conversion rates, more expensive applications, the opposite of what we want to do. Everyone gets frustrated, but with the right tactics, the right expertise in knowing how to manage these budgets and the tactics it takes to drive more results, your team can get more applications and see a lot of great results on the job boards right now. Like I said, 17% lower cost per click in our first 3 months, 33% lower cost per click in the first 6 months. Think about what that impact that would make for your bottom line in the revenue for your company. Thanks for taking the time here to watch live or on demand. My name is Matt Lozar, Director of Recruitment Marketing at Haley Marketing. Hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.